Hey there, it's Jen, and I'm here to share a process video for you for Freckled Fawn today using the September black and white kit, which is super fun. The thing I love about this kit is that you can use it with any of your papers or other things that you have, and it's going to match because it's just black and white, right? So I decided today that I would use it to scrapbook these photos of these four little cuties. These are kittens that my cat had, which we no longer have with us, but I wanted to make sure I documented them and their fun little personalities because they were part of our family for about 8 weeks. And so I wanted to scrapbook them. And I had this paper that I've had for a long time from 7 Paper, which is a company that Studio Calico used to have. And it's super cute. I love this paper. And so because these photos are so white, it will work well on this paper. But I'm going to separate it from the paper a little bit because I don't want them to get lost on it. So I have these other papers that I'm going to place behind my photos. I'm going to do a small mat of the gray, I think, and then a larger of the white, just to give it a little separation from that background paper. And then I'm going to use the black and white kit to accent everything. So I'm thinking of putting their names on the photos with these little alphabet puffy stickers. And we'll see what else I decide to incorporate. I think I want to use one of these little cameras too, and some washi tape at least. So we'll see what I'm able to incorporate from that kit. And I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward and get started on this layout.
Okay, so I'm going to start by mounting these photos on that gray cardstock, and I'm just going to choose the corner that has those little pieces cut out of it so that I can use it up and cover those bits up without having to waste any paper at all. So I ran out of my adhesive, so I just grabbed another runner, and I'm just trying to line these up so that the middle 4 corners look pretty square, and then I'm just going to cut it out on my trimmer. So I just want a really thin border because I'm going to mat it again on white with a larger border, a thicker border, and just kind of moving things around so they look just right and just pretty straight. And because they're all squared up in the middle, you're definitely going to be able to notice. So I wanted to make sure that they were all correct. So here I'm going to just glue it to my white cardstock, and I'm leaving a bit of a larger border around that. I would say maybe 1/2 inch, maybe a little bit more, because I wanted a nice white space around the photos. So I'm still letting a lot of that cat paper show, but I'm also allowing my photos to stand out that way. So I'm using these letter stickers, the black puffy ones, and I'm going to write the names of each of the little kittens on top of their photo. And there's a lot of white space in each photo, and so I thought that would be a good way to do it, and then write a couple of statistics about them below their name. So here's Pepper, and then I'm going to do Salt, and I'm just kind of bouncing the letters up and down and nestling them in together so that they just look interesting and fun, and so they take up less amount of space by doing that too. And so I'm doing Shaniqua now, and this is the one that's going to give me trouble because her name's so long and she takes up a lot of the photo, and so it's going to give me a little bit of trouble. I think about doing it on the side, but then I'm not doing any of the other ones on the side, and so I'm not quite sure exactly what to do, but you'll see in the end how I figure it out. So I'm doing gray, and I love the way the E rests beneath the R and like inside the Y. I love that. So now I'm playing around with how I'm going to place them on the photos. And as I did this, I realized that the photos I had on top of each other, Salt and Gray, their names are shorter than Pepper and Shaniqua. And so I wanted them to not be the same on my layout. I wanted them to be diagonal from each other rather than on top of each other, if that makes any sense. And I'm thinking of putting that camera in the middle because these were photos that I took for when we were placing them up for adoption. I took these to kind of show off their personalities and to make sure people could see how cute they were and get them to a good home. So I'm thinking about using, this is when I thought of my title, Free Kittens, because I thought that by putting them here with their stats and then putting the piece of washi tape at the top like that, it kind of looked like it was pinned to a board or something like that. And I was I was thinking of an ad for free kittens a little bit. And so I'm playing around with that idea right now, and I will end up changing things again, but that's kind of where the idea stemmed for my title. And I am trying to figure out what font of letter stickers to use here, and I found this foam puffy alphabet, and I'm going to use these for the words free kittens, and I'm thinking of placing it on the top of the layout there. And so I'm just using some wax paper like I did with the other letter stickers, just to make sure I get the placement right, and so I can move it around on my layout before I decide exactly where I want it. And that's where I take off that tape, because I think I want it to rest halfway on the white part of that border. And so I am going to leave the washi tape at the bottom of my like grid of photos, and I'm actually going to get a larger piece and put it down there, and the black from the washi tape is going to balance my black title. So all of the embellishments that I use on this layout, anything that I added to it, was black and white, and that really helps the photos to stand out, but it also lets my background paper shine, and I don't need any more color than that. So here I put the word Shaniqua over her, and I just don't like the way it looks. Her name doesn't stand out, and the other ones do, so it's kind of bothering me, but I'm letting it sit there for a minute while I do these other ones. I love the way the E rests below the P in Pepper too. That's really cute. So nestling things makes me happy. And you probably know that if you've watched any of my videos. And so I'm thinking of moving Shaniqua down. And so that's what I'm doing now, is just moving it down. The dot on the I is itty bitty. And so I'm just like using my fingernail to grab the dot on the I and put it back. And that looks better, but it's not the best. It's kind of just bothering me. There's not enough white space in her photo. That's my problem. I think it might be better if I move it to the left-hand side. And then I decide to move it to the top. And what I'm going to do is split her name up. So I did Shan on top and Iqua on the bottom. So Shaniqua, you can still tell that it says Shaniqua, but then the entire name is on the white part, and that makes me happier. So I'm fine with it being split up like that. And I'm just going to move around their little names so that each photo has their name in a different spot. Just gives it interest, and I want it kind of balanced that way. And I'm going to place the camera in the center there. And now what I'm doing is trying out my black pens beneath where the camera is going to rest to see what I want to write on the photos with. And I end up using an Ellie's Studio pen that I got for free in one of their their birthday kit. And I was looking up, I posted a post on Instagram that had their statistics and their names with these photos. And so I just looked up that post, and I'm writing down the same things that I wrote on that post. And so it's just a few things about them. So on Pepper's, it says female, cutest face, very playful. So each one just has a few little statistics about them. Shaniqua has a heart on her head. Gray is mischievous, and Salt is silly and clumsy but cute. And he was the only boy. And so I just wrote those little stats on there, and I'm letting that pen ink dry a little bit. And I decided to use these white little arrows to point to their names, just another little detail. And it's really a detail because it doesn't show up if you just glance at the layout because it's white on white, but it's just a little addition that catches your eye when you're looking at the layout again. So I like that. And now I'm thinking of adding some of these vellum stickers. And so I like the little border, and I'm going to add that below my title, and that helps to balance the black washi tape on the bottom. And then I put a little quote above the washi tape on the bottom too. And I like that. And then I wanted to use one of these puffy stickers, and I thought about putting it between the words free and kittens, but then I thought it would be cute to just dot the I. And I used the black one at first, but I end up switching it for the white one because I think it looks better, and I love the way that looks. I think it's super cute. And now I'm writing my journaling around the outside of the photos because this is a squared up layout. I could have left it with the statistics, but I wanted to give a little background on the kittens. And sorry for that cord you can see there. When I was leaning over doing my journaling, my camera was running out of battery, and so I plugged it in while I was filming. And you can only see the cord when I lean forward, so I apologize for that. But yeah, I just want to give a little background on the kittens and how we got rid of them and who wouldn't want these and how it was hard to get them to sit still for this little photo shoot that I did. But they're super cute and we were glad they were part of our lives. So I'm going to stamp the date now, and I stamped it, you can't see what I'm doing, but I stamped it above and below on the top and bottom just for, again, more balance. And then I'm going to take my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch around the white edge of that paper. And I just have my sewing machine sitting on my desk, so I can just grab it and pull it close to me and turn it on when I'm ready to use it. Again, I'm sorry about that black cord that keeps coming in and out as I'm leaning forward. I don't usually have my camera plugged in while I'm recording, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the threads through to the back. I just stitched all the way around except for where the title was. And it's just white on white, so it's a very subtle detail, but I really love the way it ends up looking. So finally, I remembered that I had some little cats that were wood veneers that went along with the same collection as the pattern paper background. So I decided to pull them out to see if there was anywhere I could add those in, but I end up not doing it. They just don't fit anywhere. So I'll use them on another layout. I have other pictures of the kittens too. So that's going to complete it. I hope that you've enjoyed. Check out the link in the video description to see where you can get these products, and head over to freckledfawn.com and look at the blog if you want to see these photos in more detail. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.